Hello, my name is Matt Sweet, and this is How to Present Your Research. Today I'm going to be using two videos I found online, which is a Skyrim video called Let's Play Skyrim Modded 1 Adventure by Jono Krukov, and a Resident Evil video called Exploring Castle Dimitrescu's Secrets by MassiveG. Both of these I found on YouTube. Now, the goal of this video is to deconstruct the player detection system in both Skyrim and Resident Evil. So if we start off with Skyrim here, the player is walking up, sees these enemies up here on the hill. As we proceed here, the player is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly about 7 steps until the wolves turn and actually realize that the player is there. I would say from where the player is now to the wolves is going to be anywhere between 5 to 7 metric units. That's just roughly guesstimating by counting the number of steps that the player actually takes. This can be really useful in the kind of game that we're recreating this month, which is Left 4 Dead, where our enemies are already pre-placed into the level. Having an actual individual volume on each enemy to detect the player, I think, is something that works really, really well. Realistically, a player could stay away from the enemies if they have like an open world like Skyrim, but with Left 4 Dead it's more of a close quarters, so you're not really able to get too far away from the enemies. As we let this play here, both of these enemies have a trigger volume on them, or something similar to a trigger volume, maybe a sound detection that allows the AI to hear the player walking. Now, in Resident Evil, the detection system is a little different. In my opinion, I believe it's based on an on-trigger enter event with a trigger volume, possibly placed like in the doorways. As you'll see here, the player's going to round this corner before he goes into this volume that's in this doorway. You can see the blade from the enemy that's over here in the corner. If we let this play, you'll see the blade start to move. The enemy has started to play an animation and then will jump into the water and disappear. That's kind of set up to be like a jump scare almost. But with this kind of on-trigger enter detection system, it does allow the game to figure out exactly where the player is at. So it's, I think, a really good detection for the enemy AI. But for use in my game, I don't think this would be as useful, because our enemies are already pre-placed into the level versus having them just spawn like Resident Evil will when you enter a trigger volume. When he goes around the corner, he actually enters another trigger volume, and then a zombie pops up out of the water like it's being spawned. So that way, I mean, it could be unfun if you're playing close quarters to have that kind of volume, but ultimately, I think both really could work. I do appreciate you taking the time and watching my video, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day. Thank you.